Hello and welcome to Method Tutorials. In this video series, we are looking at app customization. This tutorial talks about screens. As you may remember, apps are composed of screens. Let me manage our Pets app, which we created in the last video. Here's a list of screens within this app. I only have one for now, the List Pets screen. Each screen has a vertical ellipsis, which will give you further options for that screen. The first option is copy. This will let you copy the screen. If I select it, I will get these two choices. The first asks if I want to create a version instead of a copy. A version is different than creating a copy. Versions have their own menu link and is a way for you to keep a backup of the screen. So we will cover that in a later video. When I select create a new screen, we are presented with more options. Here, I can name the newly copied screen, and this toggle allows me the choice to redirect or not. I will explain redirects later in this video, so for now, let's keep it at no redirect and hit copy. It opens up an exact copy of the screen in designer mode. It also renames it with a 2 in the screen name to make it different. I'll close this, and as I've said, we now have an exact copy of our first screen, except with a different name. Screens in the same app must have unique names. The next menu option we have when managing a screen is versions. Again, I will cover that in a later video, so let's take a look at redirect. Basically, this is used to have users go to another screen if they are trying to get to this screen. Why would we do this? Let me show you this in practice using the Invoices app. I'll create a new invoice, and this takes me to the new Edit Invoice screen. What if I want to make changes to this screen? The thing is, Method doesn't allow me to make changes to a stock screen. However, I can make a copy of the screen and make my changes there. So, let me customize this screen. And watch, it asks me to create a copy. I'll go ahead and do that. Now I'll make a quick change to the screen by putting this text up here that says copy. I'll also change the name of the screen by adding copy. I will save the screen and then go back to the dashboard so that I can go and manage the Invoices app. And look, the new Edit Invoice has this red text that says it is redirected to our copy. This redirect was automatically done for us. What this means is that any user who tries to go to this screen will be redirected to our copy. Why is this useful? Think of the ways you can get to the new Edit Invoice screen. On the dashboard, there is this new link. If I go to the Invoices link, again, there is a new link. And if I work my way into any customer, look, there's a new link on the app ribbon as well. Instead of changing these 3 links to point to our new copy, a redirect automatically takes care of all of that. Let's go back to managing the Invoices app, and for this stock screen new edit invoice, let's select its redirect option. It tells us this screen is being redirected to our new edit invoice copy. Below that is a link to remove the redirect. If I click this, all the new invoice links will now revert back to this stock screen. And here we can change the redirect. We can choose to have this screen go to some other screen, for example. Great, let's go back to managing my Pets app and continue from there. The next option for each screen is the ability to change its security. Within this page, there are 2 choices, shared publicly and shared with guests. Each screen has the ability to be publicly available on the web. This is not to be taken lightly, however. If you make a screen public on the web, then any data the screen has access to will also be public on the web. This is commonly used for web-to-lead forms and contact us forms. Shared with guests will allow the screen to be shared with contacts in your Method account with whom you've given the link to. This is normally used when you create portals for your customers. There is more security in these pages because your customers will need to log in before getting to these screens. Let me go back. And finally, the last option we have for each screen is deletion. If I select delete, it will confirm the deletion and then gone. And that is screen management, except for versions, which you will see in the next video. If you have any questions, leave a comment on YouTube, check out our documentation posts on our forums, or you can tweet us at MethodCRM. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye-bye.